If you're not where you'd like to be financially, chances are you've fallen victim to these extremely common middle-class money traps. The inability to get out of the rat race and escape the middle class almost always boils down to a handful of these traps. They can, however, be incredibly simple to avoid, yet seemingly everyone falls victim to them, only to become stuck in the middle class forever. Pay attention to these traps so you can avoid them at all costs. My name is Chris, and I help teach people about money, personal finance, and investing. If you want to become financially free and not have to worry about money, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video if you find it helpful. Habitually borrowing money. Beginning to use debt regularly, especially at a young age, is a trap that is nearly guaranteed to set you up for failure, keeping you stuck in the middle class forever. Young adults in particular are enthralled by the ability to borrow money for purchases for things like college and cars that would otherwise take months or years to pay cash for. This is exciting, but you don't realize how long those debts will take to repay until it's too late. Paying off credit cards, student loans, or a car loan can take years or even decades in some cases, creating a lifelong cycle of using debt to buy things beyond your budget. In reality, steering clear of this one trap could give you the financial stability needed to gain traction and make the moves necessary to become wealthy. A few seemingly small debts can easily consume the entirety of your budget, making it nearly impossible to make any forward progress. Having no idea how much you spend. Imagine a friend or coworker is telling you that they have no money. Either they're falling behind on their bills or they can't afford to meet you for dinner at a restaurant. If you were to ask them where all of their money goes, the most likely answer would be, "I have no idea." It's as if the money has a mind of its own. How can this be, especially when they're earning a respectable income? Shouldn't someone that can't seem to get ahead have some idea of how much money they're spending each month and have a good idea of where it's going? It's difficult to make changes for the better if you have absolutely no idea where to begin, yet this is a major problem. Countless people fail to keep track of their spending, and they wonder why they can never seem to catch a break. If they took a close look at their monthly purchases, they're almost guaranteed to find something that provides no value to them and can be cut from their budget. Buying more liabilities than assets. In the words of Robert Kiyosaki, assets put money in your pocket, and liabilities take money out of your pocket. An asset could be a share of a stock, index fund or ETF, real estate, a business, commodity, or anything else that generates income. These assets help you fund your expenses and build wealth. Liabilities are items that cost you money on a continual basis and go down in value, like cars. These expenses restrict you from building wealth. Rich people know how to focus on buying assets first and using those to help pay for liabilities, but the middle class do just the opposite. Middle-class people go to work for money, then they spend all of it on liabilities, and if they're lucky and have anything left over, they buy an asset here or there. The result is that they must continue working every day, year after year, in order to fund their lifestyle. This behavior is a trap that keeps you poor with no forward progress. Trying to look rich. Showing wealth off to others provides a sense of satisfaction to some people because they're able to show their peers how well they're doing, but this is an extremely expensive money trap that will ensure you remain in poverty. You want to appear wealthy and successful, right? You want your friends, family, and especially the people you despise to be proud or jealous of your supposed wealth. Buying nice clothes, expensive cars, taking luxurious vacations, dining at high-end restaurants, and buying a home based on what others think is a trap that so many middle-class people fall victim to. The wow factor of purchasing a luxury car is only going to last a short period of time, but the monthly payments are going to last 5, 6, or 7 years. Flashing the name of a fancy hotel in which you stayed while on vacation is impressive, but that feeling of superiority when you tell your friends is only going to last a minute or two. Are these expensive behaviors really benefiting you, or are they hurting you financially? The funny thing is, millionaires don't try to look rich at all. Actually, the people who do everything they can to impress others are the worst off financially. Focusing on saving, not expanding. Searching for ways to save money is excellent and is something that most people don't do. This can help you reduce your expenses and provide more room in your budget, but the problem is that reducing your expenses only goes so far. When it comes to building wealth, the middle class become overly focused on saving money as a way to improve their finances. Looking for ways to save is clearly a good thing, but they should also give some attention to increasing their income. How can they earn more money? If your annual spending is $50,000, the most you could possibly ever save is $50,000. Alternatively, increasing your income basically has no ceiling, meaning you could potentially double, triple, or 10x your earnings. Becoming overly obsessed with saving money with no emphasis on increasing your income is a middle-class money trap because rich people know better. Overspending on a home. It's pretty much a guarantee that you'll be broke forever if you overspend on a home, yet it's perhaps the most common middle-class money trap that will hold you back for decades. With housing already consuming the majority of the average budget, overspending on this expense is detrimental to just about everyone. Affording a home is difficult enough with the price of real estate, not to mention current interest rates, but some homebuyers are overly fussy when it comes to choosing a place to live. It has to be in a good location, it has to have a huge kitchen, plenty of room for guests, more than one bathroom, and various other amenities that drive up the price. Ask yourself, how are you supposed to save for retirement, pay down debt, raise kids, and have enough left over to treat yourself if you buy a home beyond what you can reasonably afford? Choosing the wrong partner. The real problem isn't simply getting married, the problem is getting divorced. When two financially savvy people get married, they have incredible wealth-building potential. They now have multiple incomes in one household. However, the sad reality is that divorce is extremely common, and it's a big blow to your financial future. About half of marriages end in divorce, causing financial hardship to both people involved. Both parties are highly likely to see a substantial drop in their standard of living and their net worth. Just imagine having to split up your entire household, from your home, vehicles, retirement accounts, and other savings. This doesn't just apply to married couples either. Even having a significant other on a casual level that doesn't align with your money goals can be a huge setback. Waiting to become debt-free to invest. Pay off all of your debt, which could take until your 50s or 60s, and then begin to invest. This is a common thought process that will keep you stuck in the middle class. The idea of becoming debt-free before beginning to invest is well intended, but it might actually be harming you. It often takes years or even decades before making your final student loan or mortgage payment. Waiting until everything is paid in full means you're sacrificing critical time that could be used to let your investments grow and compound. Take, for example, someone who spends all of their life crawling out of debt. Once they're in their 50s, they make their last mortgage payment. Now they can begin saving and investing for retirement. The only problem is that time is no longer on their side, and saving hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars for retirement that's quickly approaching is nearly impossible. Instead of having compound interest do the heavy lifting for you, that burden of saving a mountain of cash is almost entirely on you. The reality is that most financial problems can be avoided by steering clear of these insanely common money traps. Falling victim to some or all of these traps is pretty much a guarantee that you'll remain in the middle class forever, relying on a paycheck with no end in sight. By simply being aware of these traps and avoiding them, your chances of success are much higher.